Every year, around 30 orphans, baby elephants separated from their herd, are reported to the authorities. Udawalawe has now become the home of a groundbreaking conservation program centered around these orphans. On the shores of the great lake that feeds the national park sits the Elephant Transit Camp. The entire compound is located on a couple of acres of land, just large enough to accommodate a group of very special guests. Each one of these calves, through their own circumstances, was separated from their mothers and family herds, and many were found in extremely bad physical condition. The work being carried out at the camp closely mirrors similar efforts in Africa, where orphans are rehabilitated and eventually reintroduced back to the wild. But this is the only project of its kind in Asia. Although introduction is the ultimate goal, there are many steps that first have to be taken to ensure that these infants are ready for freedom. The stories each orphan brings with them when they're first brought here are often tragic. This little female, only a few weeks old, was found in the north of the island. During the annual drought season, she had wandered from the herd to reach a pool, tucked in a narrow rock crevice. Slipping on a steep sledge, she wedged herself in the gap between the rocks. For days she struggled, inflicting severe wounds and lacerations on her body, while her herd tried repeatedly to rescue her. After several days, they finally abandoned her, leaving the calf for dead. When the rangers found her, she was almost dead, loss of blood and lack of food and water having taken its toll. As soon as she was brought to the camp, she received medical attention, food and shelter. For obvious reasons, she was christened Pinky, and eventually she'll join the rest of the 32 youngsters who reside at the camp. First, she has to recover from her wounds and any infections that may have set in. She also has to catch up on her growth. The rangers assigned to the camp have already got her up to 40 bottles of milk formula a day. Once she has a clean bill of health, Pinky will become part of this artificial herd, and the transit camp will invest 3 to 4 years in her upbringing. The favorite time of day for the entire herd is, of course, mealtime. Through pioneering research by the Wildlife Department and consultation by similar facilities in Africa, the resident vets were able to concoct a milk substitute to replace the nutrients provided by their mother's milk. The recipe they've come up with is lactogen, a high-protein, high-fat, vitamin and mineral-rich formula that is almost as good as mother's milk. Elephant calves are very sensitive to changes in their diet, so they'll be fed this milk for the first crucial 6 months of their life. Even during dinner, these little characters are constantly testing each other's strengths and weaknesses, forming alliances and assuming positions of dominance, creating a strong family bond that will remain with the herd forever. The young males, and this rare tusker in particular, are already making their presence felt.
This special species valuable.
This fellow, as is the case with all the males, is destined to lead a solitary life. But nevertheless, his genes will provide a fresh new injection into a slowly stagnating gene pool. The eventual goal of the camp is to release the grown calves back into Udawalawe as a completely integrated herd. For now, however, they are safe in the protection of the transit camp. Even as they bathe and graze in the nearby pastures, the rangers keep a close eye on their young wards. The future of Udawalawe, and for that matter the remaining population of Sri Lankan elephants, rests firmly on their shoulders.